Hello, this is Kate and welcome to the Ordinary Earth Song. Hope you are well. I have set the intention for this reading to be about boundaries, and I've also set the intention that I will allow messages to come through as well as I can, and without my own brain or ego getting in the way. Anything that needs to be shared from 0 point consciousness, source, all that is, whatever. I've got a feeling it's going to come through for me today through a guide, which is interesting. Because I just asked the pendulum and it said that was probably what was going to be happening. So I'm a bit weirded out because I just tried doing this a minute ago and all I got was a slideshow of just images, and I couldn't read them. I had no idea what they were about, and quite frankly, they were too fast. So I'm just going to go straight into, my guides told me just to go straight into the cards. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go straight into the cards. Am I using these? Might as well. Okay. Oh, look. I should put them all back. Makes a change, eh? I've got no upside down ones. Oh no, did I put... Was that the last? No, I'm just going to shifty some of these around because I'm not 100% sure. I might have just put them face down. Ooh. Good grief. What are you doing, Kate? Come on. Sort it out. I've had a weird morning. Weird. Went food shopping, and in a place where there are no fights, there was a fight. And interesting. The poor lady at the cashier, I was asked her if it was normal, because I'm not there every day. I go once a week. And she was like, this is my first week. I've just moved down from Derbyshire. And I was just like, oh, she said, this is my first shift. I have no idea if this is normal. And I was like, I'm sure it isn't. I hope it isn't. Anyway, I don't know why that was necessary to tell you. Okay. I've gone for black. I'm feeling in a... This feels appropriate for some reason. Maybe it's because it's Halloween. I don't think it is, quite frank, because Halloween's passed for me this year without much notice. Anyway, we're straight into change perspective. Hanged Man. I do like this Hanged Man. It's kind of cool. I've just been drawn to this swirling energy down here. She's got a hand dangling down, and she's all these symbols and signs. Interesting. Helicopters going over, which is awesome. At least 5 of those a day. The sun. Nice. That masculine energy. The sun. The life giver. The light. Being absorbed into the skin. Giving energy. Energy of life. Change of perspective. Seven of Cups, choices to be made, not sure which one, because they're all... There's some signs, there's some symbols, there's some ideas. You can actually play snakes and ladders with this lot. So you can go up or you can go down, depending on where you land and what choice you make. You're going to fly away with the back wing there. What is it we're looking for? What is it we're looking for here? Four of Wands. Come out another reading, celebration. making a decision, coming to a choice, making a choice. Just celebrating the fact you've made a choice, potentially. Overthink things, Think too hard about something, think too much about something, and the choice is either taken away, made by somebody else, or it becomes a non-choice. It becomes now I have to do this. So you don't have a choice then, it's just it has to happen. So if you get to a point where you've made a conscious choice about something, celebrate the fact you've made a conscious choice because you've done that. You've come to that decision. In balance, balancing energy. And 3D balancing. Two of Pentacles. Earth sign. Bringing energy into reality, into this realm of being, this realm of solidity. 3D. Wave and particle. Bottom card. What's the bottom card? The Devil. Temptation itself. See, this is, look, I want to say hanged man, but this isn't hanged man, is it? This is manipulation. This is the devil. This is the being a puppet. It comes back to the black sun. I want to put that there. Page of Pentacles. Finding grounded balance. Having a strong core. All balance is balancing between things, right? But this is personal, centered balance of youth. Personal centered balance. Personal centered, what's coming through there? I'm trying to allow the words just to flow. And the advice is just to start talking, just because once I've started talking, I won't stop talking, and therefore it will just come out without thought, without feeling, without anything other than what is needed to be said. And when I'm talking about central balance, personal balance that goes down to the core of you, balances you into the earth, takes you down to the centre of the earth, where all gravity is pointing to, everyone on the planet is pointing towards the centre of the planet. Every point on the planet is going to the centre, to the centre, to the centre. That is grounded energy. Very much like the thing I drew the other day, in actual fact. And I don't want, in a reading, you're not going to see because I couldn't publish it. I'm supposed to show it to you because it's relevant. Okay. This is you. These are your boundaries. This is your boundary. And if you learn to choose, you learn to change your boundary system as things come in. You can decide whether you want to keep it there or not there. Or you can have it there. Sometimes you can move in and out. Your boundary can expand, contract as needed. This is your safe zone. This is the zone that you are comfortable with, and it can grow and it can contract. It can grow and it can contract. If something comes in that suddenly gives you fear or it tells you should be worried or paranoid, or someone's coming in and manipulating you. You've got to watch out. Your boundary can become very small, and you start living in a cycle of paranoid fear and worry and apprehension and anxiety, which means that you're no longer your boundary is no longer out here, and you're not able to move in and out as easily, because your choices are now limited to this paranoid state. Whereas if something were to come in and you were in a place of balance, you could recognize the manipulation as it comes in. You could recognize it. You can see it because you're balanced, you're grounded, you're grounded to yourself, you're grounded to your center, this center that leads to the center of the earth. Your center point, 0 point consciousness is also your center. And you can learn that when something comes in that says you should be worried, you should be scared, you should be isolated because of this could cause you worry, this thing that's come in. And you can turn around to it and say, actually, do you know what? At the end of the day, yes, there are people that are going to come in and try and manipulate me. Yes, there are people that are going to be deceptive, they're going to lie and blah, blah, blah. But I don't need to worry about them all the time, because they're not always there. I just need to be able to see them when they are there, when they are present, when the danger is around, when I'm being taken off path, when I'm being manipulated, when I'm being lied to. I want to be able to be aware of when that is happening. So you ask your spirit guides, you ask your higher self, whoever, your internal guidance system, to give you signs, to give you a feeling, to show you a symbol, to give you numbers or whatever, that will tell you when that is happening, so that you can then say, thank you, I now know what to look out for. And the more you come across it, the more familiar you'll become with it. But then you can let it go. You don't have to have it in your sphere all the time. Your awareness is there. The awareness is possible is there, but it's not something that dictates who you are and how you live. Your boundary can stay out here, and it can move in and out still. And this can move in and out as well. It comes in, you become aware of it, you can move away from it. And then you can move, and then it will go away again. It comes in, you can become aware of it, you can move away from it. It will go away again. Fantastic. So this, okay, if we were to read this with that story in mind, we have the manipulation of the devil. We have the centered groundedness of the self, keeping self-centered, the center of the earth, to the self, to 0 point consciousness. You're centered in yourself. You have the ability to change your perspective, receive energy, have choice, get guidance with the choice by changing perspective and leaning on your ability to discern when you're being manipulated. Makes choice making a bit easier when you know when you're being manipulated. You can celebrate your choices. And this is all about balancing. This is about balancing and listening to both sides of the story. This is about seeing, recognizing what's happening in the 3D that's come forward into your realm of observational awareness. And then you're using your energy self, the side of yourself that gives you a different perspective, that comes from the sun, that is grounded to the center of the earth, into 0 point consciousness. You're using that energy to then balance, find out who you are in that space, so that you can recognize the manipulation and move away from it. I just heard the word neutrality. Being neutral in this process, whilst can be quite challenging, because we get invested within the process of realizing we're being manipulated, and it's very easy to become angry, and then we become frustrated, and then we become accusatory, and That doesn't help the mental state. It doesn't also aid any clear thinking. Neutrality in that respect is a way of seeing the manipulation, recognizing it by changing perspective, and having the signs from the self. Being able to make a choice through that requires a level of neutrality, because you need to see both sides of the story. You need to see the manipulation. You need to understand what your part in the manipulation is. What does that mean? What your part of the manipulation is. Because it's mirrored, because it's a reflection of you. So every manipulation we ever experience, what is a reflection of ourselves? Is that we are, if we're allowing the manipulation to carry on, if we're allowing ourselves to accept the manipulation of another person, if we're telling ourselves that that's okay and it's normal, we deserve it or whatever, then that is a reflection of how we feel about ourselves at that time, at that point in time. Yes. So then, if it is a reflection of what is going on in the internal self, in the internal space. Interesting. Can't say I've ever thought of it like that before, but yes, that makes a lot of sense. If you come into these things without neutrality, serenity, balance, a core sense of self, an ability to... So this screams protection to me, this bubble here. An ability to withstand external stimuli. There's always external stimuli. See, now I want to put that there. Bordering. Because this says balance to me as well, but also in core, internal core, strength, energy, guidance, protection from external forces, but then it's all the way you manage and manipulate yourself into accepting manipulation from others. Means that you're allowing your boundaries to be dictated by those people, because you are no longer in control of where you are within that process. You've given the power over to somebody else. You've allowed them to come in and say, this is acceptable, this is not acceptable, this is how you should act, this is how you should be, this is who you are. And this is how I need you to be. And then because that's you are reflecting, this is a reflection of you, you have accepted that, you have said, okay. And now you've given them the power. Freely, willingly. If you manage to recognize the reflection of that, recognize your part in it, recognize the fact that you've handed over your power, if you're able to reach out into the power of life, the energy of life, change your perspective, see the core of you, see the strength in you, see the groundedness of you, see that you are grounded into the center of the earth, see that you're grounded into your solar plexus, see that you are grounded into 0 point consciousness, source, all that is, God, whatever you want to call it, see you are grounded into that. You no longer reflect, you no longer are the mirror of, and you no longer accept what others are telling you should be, do, and are. And you can move away from the manipulation. This is a lesson. This is a lesson. This is a lesson. And is out to manipulate. Not everybody is out to control or deceive. Not everybody is around to control you. There are some good people on this planet. Some good, solid, well-defined, self-assured people that we can look to as mentors, as teachers, as coaches, as someone to aspire to. We shouldn't look to them to be who we want to be. Interesting. We can't be these people. We can be our version of, we can be who we are internally. We can be who our internal system is telling us we are. We can be who we were before we came in. We can be who we are when we leave. And we can be that in life, in reality, in 3D, in this existence. And we can do it now. The chariot isn't just a speedy. This is. We can do this now. We have the power. We have the strength. We have the ability. We have the core knowledge of ourselves to do this now without needing affirmation, confirmation, or validation from anybody else. Just as a side note here, as a footnote, if you like, in the reading, I'm really enjoying the black background, making the cards ping, which is easier to see. Visibility, it's giving it more visibility, more clarity. The previous background was very kind of made the cards disappear. Disappearing. And now there's clarity. Now there's a background that gives the back. This seems relevant. The background gives the cards life. Oh, okay. That's been coming through a lot recently for me. Okay, I need to demonstrate something, which is I've got this urge. I need to demonstrate this. I've got a black background now, so I can do this. Oh, what's that? I just dropped something. It was nothing really important. Okay. So, when we are seeking the light, it struck me the other day that we are seeking all light. And I realised that if you put everything that's light into one place, everything in light that's in one place, everything. What is there? What can you see? What can you witness? Nothing. It's all light. You can't see it anymore. Same with dark. You put all dark things in a dark place, in a dark room. What can you see when you go into that room? Literally nothing. It's dark. So I was saying this to my sister, I can't remember if I said this in a reading actually. If you want to see what's in the dark, you have to shine a light on it. And if you want to see what's in the light, you need to have a shadow behind it. Otherwise you can't see it at all. There's no definition. There can be a vague understanding that there is something in there, but there's no shape. There's no voice. There's no thing to make it other than light. So in the dark, you always need the light to see what's in the dark. And in the light, you always need the dark to see what's in the light. You cannot have one without the other. Otherwise, there is nothing. That first point of observation was the light shining in the dark, or the dark reflecting off the light existence. A point of observation. Point of observation. I've noticed there's something different. There's not just light or dark. There's something in the dark. There's something in the light. That's a point of observation. Good grief. So that's when the wave would turn to a particle. Observer effect, through and through. Point of observation is realising there is something in the dark, or realising there is something in the light. Boom. It's there. You can see it. It's made my heart flutter, because this is what's been coming through. I haven't been able to properly put it into words. I can see it. It's, yeah, okay, it's like, yeah, it's like two opposite things going, just existing dark, existing light, and then them going, hello, and then realising, oh, there's something in me. Both of them have gone, whoop, there's something, and then they've gone, whoop, 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 whoop. These cards came out. Anyway, light and dark. Light and dark was what I was going to talk about, but before that, something happened. And what's been happening is, okay, when we have, so let's say, these are personality traits. Let's say this is our personality on a table. And some of them are covered up because they're in the shadow. On Tuesday, those ones are covered up on Tuesday because they're in the shadow. They're a bit hidden. We can sort of see them a little bit, but we're a bit aware that they're there, but they're not actually present on that day. We've got other personality traits that come out because that's what we need to do that day. And the next day, personality changes a little bit because these things have come out. We've had to hide these things. Other days, we're like, I'm a bit more open today. I've opened up, taken some things away, and then other days we've gone all isolated and shy, and we've gone in depth into ourselves, and we've shut down essentially. And we've only got a few things that we can handle in that day. These are things coming in and out of the light, in the dark, coming in and out. They're hidden. They are moved, they are changed, we become ever so slightly different. Our coping mechanisms disappear, we become unable to cope, we become open and free and enthusiastic and joyful and full of hope, and then something comes along and goes, actually, do you know what, I just want to stay in bed all day. And I think actually that's probably the best thing for me to do today, is just stay in bed. That's all I can literally cope with. And then the next day you're like, I've got some energy, I'm going to go out, I'm going to go and see some people. And then one day something comes along and it goes, actually, do you know what, I'm different. I'm not that person anymore. I don't do those things anymore. I'm now more into something different, or I'm now into being this Eight of Swords, changing my perspective of myself. I've got the world at my fingertips. I now have the world at my fingertips. I am seeing myself differently, and I'm not this person anymore. I'm not seeing manipulation. I'm not going to be manipulated. I'm going to be looking after myself. I'm going to look after my finances. I'm going to be looking after my community. And then the next day, actually, you know what? I'm tired. I can't do these things right now. I don't want balance right now. I just want to party. I don't want to make any choices. I don't want to think about being balanced. I'm not thinking about changing my perspective. And then something else comes in and it goes, boom. You're the High Priestess. and so on and so forth. And these are how things happen. They come in and out of dark elements cover the light. And we change. We become different. And we start realising new things about ourselves. We let go of old things. We allow new things to come in. We become different. We become powerful. We become new. We become excited. We become fast moving when we were slow before. We allow ourselves the time we need to reflect on who we have been so that we can let it go. So that we can be new, we can be different, we can be ourselves. This is what I mean by boundaries moving and changing. This is what I mean. This is actually what I mean. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. This is, I hadn't really thought about it like that before either. I hadn't thought about this as being the boundaries. This is how the boundaries work. This is how we change. This is how we alter ourselves. I kind of got that, you know, bringing the light and the dark. The first time I thought I got this image was in a meditation, was I was thinking about the light and the dark and the balance of the two and understanding both and seeing them both from a third perspective. And I was like, what does that actually look like? I got this image of, so black and white things like dots being paired with each other in our personalities, and each pair is a personality type. And some days it's black, which means it's hidden. Some days it's white, which means that is in the forefront of who we are that day. And that's kind of what. So, and then because there's multiple different things about our personalities, there's multiple pairings. So you'd have black and white dots all over the place depending on what was being revealed that day about you, and it would change and it would alter. But then this is also the boundaries of you. This is how you change. This is how you become different. This is how you start to allow things to go, to let go of things, because some things can remain in the shadow. And then one day you remember that they're there. You remember that they're there. That could be a painful memory. That could be a painful thing that happened. And then you can work on accepting it, having it in the background of who you are, but it not being a powerful presence, a powerful enough presence for it to be an everyday occurrence or an everyday thought system or an everyday personality trait. It can be something that you've recognised in yourself in the past, but that's in the past, that isn't now. Being in the past, it can remain in the past, because that isn't who you are now. This is who you are now. This is who you are now. And tomorrow, this is who you are now. And the next day, this is who you are now. And then the next day, this is who you are now. And then the next day, this is who you are now. Ooh, lovers. And the next day, this is who you are now. Empress. Yeah. Nice. I'm going to leave it there. I was going to use my cards. Okay. It's already 34 minutes. Very quickly, anything else that... ooh, okay, that one. Intuition, archetype. Third perspective. Acceptance. Misdirection I just got there. Can we be misdirected? We can be misdirected in this scenario. Of course we can. We can all be misdirected at any time. We are each capable of choosing our own direction. Misdirection comes with discord, dissonance, disharmony, conflict, friction. Where is there friction? Where is there disharmony? Where is there strife? Where is there discord that is causing some form of misdirection? Which means that you're no longer listening to your own internal guidance system. But if you see things from a third perspective, using your intuition with acceptance, you're much more able to find your own direction, achieve growth. Drop some cards on the floor. I have to pick them up. Reflection and integration, so we can discover what we are reflecting. What is our reflection? Who are we? What is the mirror that we are mirroring? What is the image that we are achieving? What is the growth that we're looking for? And how are we integrating that into ourselves? How are we integrating that into our perspective of being? How are we integrating that into how we interact with others? What is our prime example? Who are we? What are we seeking? Why are we seeking it? Why are we seeking what we are finding? What is it that has told us we should find something that gives us something? What are we seeking? We're seeking who we are, we're seeking our purpose, we're seeking our guidance system, we're seeking out... Is it that we all have a feeling that there is more? We are seeking more, we are seeking an understanding of ourselves because we know that we can be more, that we are more than what we are right now? Or are we looking for saviour? Are we looking for something to come along and give us something different, new, alternative that is going to be the thing that will save us? Who are we being saved from? What are we being saved from? Resolution, purpose. Looking for a solution, or looking for an outcome? Looking for answers. What answers are we seeking? Because in all honesty, I have the impression that what we are seeking is right here, right now, already in our presence, because it's us. It's us, right? We are our own answer. We just can't hear it. We can't see it. We can't witness it. If we seek it, we'll find it eventually, after going through layer upon layer upon layer of different ways of seeing it and thinking about it and viewing it and understanding it. We will eventually come back to ourselves, because that's what happens when we pass over. Everything has a beginning. Everything has a foundation. Everything has a point of growth. Everything has a point of start, beginning, inception. Something triggers, makes us start seeking. I don't know about you, but I started seeking when I was in my teens. Well, that's mainly because I had a massive spiritual, religious crisis. And loads of other stuff happened, and yeah, Actually, it probably wasn't my teens. It was probably it was my teens, and it stopped because of the religious spiritual crisis, and then started back up again when I realised in my 20s that there was something different to religion. Yeah. Anyway, so that's that story, which I'm not going to tell you right now. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm hoping this one I can post, which would be nice. And I will see you later. Okay, take care. Love you. Bye.